Concerns arose when neighbors saw that a 13-year-old child lived on their street and never seemed to go home. After they notified the authorities, a policeman made the decision to investigate. However, what he saw when he got to the boy's house was quite unsettling. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. All throughout the world, one may witness children having fun on the street. That's what kids do when they're not at school or at home. They play games, race bikes, laugh, and sing for hours on end. It's all a part of growing up and becoming a child. You can spend a lot of energy and establish some connections that last a lifetime. And that's how the tale begins. Children from a nearby school used to hang out together on their city's peaceful, serene streets. There were children of various ages, ranging in age from 8 or 7 to 15 or 16. Everyone seemed to get along and look out for one another, and there was never any conflict. When Lauren was 13 years old, she would play outside after school, but would always come home when her mother phoned. All the kids, with the exception of one youngster called Seth, could play outside and enjoy themselves. But as soon as their parents told them to go home, that's exactly what they did. He appeared to be outside all the time and lived next door to Lauren. He never did appear to return home. Paige, Lauren's mother, was first a little irritated with Seth. He was just riding up and down the street, around and around, even late at night when everyone else looked to be sleeping in bed, and she feared he was up to no good. She had no idea that Seth never seemed to go home, and she could never have predicted the tragic cause behind it. Paige became concerned after witnessing the same conduct for a few weeks. She'd never seen Seth really enter or exit the home, but he lived next door and hadn't been there long. Yes, that was quite bizarre. He must have had a loving mother or father, didn't he? Paige walked to the nearby police station and requested to speak with an officer. That was the only thing she could think of to do. She accepted Officer John's invitation to come into his office, where he would hear her account and determine whether or not there was a valid case. "Well," Paige told the officer, "there's not really much to tell. There is a youngster named Seth Martin who is 13 years old. Although my daughter claims he never misses a day of school and he appears to be a decent enough child, he never seems to go home, even when the other children do. He's my next-door neighbor, just curious whether there's a reason he doesn't go home, or if there isn't anyone there at all. We can probably all agree that a little child shouldn't be left alone at such a late hour." John the officer concurred. There were a lot of red flags in this bizarre narrative. He considered it for a few moments and then consented to investigate. So he visited Seth's school the very following day. The boy's teacher informed him that they had never had any problems with him and that he appeared content and healthy. He completed all of his tasks on promptly and with good behavior. He was simply silent. All of Seth's classmates thought he was entertaining and enjoyed playing with them at recess. Neither was he bullied nor was he the bully. He was basically a popular child who blended in well with the other students. He had never asked any of his friends over to his place, which was the one thing that struck me as a bit strange. Seth and his mother came to the town from Alabama around 4 months ago, according to the principal. He claimed that Sarah, his mother, appeared kind and put up a lot of effort to support her son. After all, parenting a 13-year-old son by herself couldn't be simple. Officer John became even more confused by this. Even though Paige's narrative raised a lot of red lights, he was still able to find nothing incorrect. Seth's home was the officer's next destination. He proceeded along the walkway and rapped on the door, patiently awaiting a response. After a while, Seth opened the door by himself. He was able to obstruct the officer's view of his home since he was already reaching adulthood. Seth said that his mother was now outside when Officer John inquired about her presence. Okay, it makes sense. She may still be employed. Officer John, however, was inquisitive and requested permission to visit the home. Seth became defensive right away and inquired as to the policeman's warrant status. Officer John chuckled, initially believing the youngster was kidding, but then seeing that he was serious, Officer John told the boy that no inquiry was underway. All he needed to know was that everything was well. Seth persisted nonetheless. Officer John stated, "I've heard that you were riding your bike on the streets and that you never seem to go home. Children of that age often don't stay away from their own homes unless something is wrong." Seth gave a shrug. I simply enjoy playing around on my bike and going through the streets. You see, I like to feel free. Officer John said, I get it, seizing the opportunity to establish a connection with the small child. It's nice and really calm when it's just me and the patrol car out in the middle of a night. With a nod, Seth exclaimed, Exactly. And like right now when my mom's gone? Abruptly, he realized that he had spoken too much, that Officer John had noticed his slight indiscretion. Your mother isn't here? I assumed she was only at work. Seth hung his head. My grandmother and grandfather both have broken legs, so my mom has to travel back and forth to Alabama on a regular basis. But I'm strong and fine on my own, he said, standing up straight and meeting Officer John's gaze. Be at ease about me. After a brief hesitation, Seth moved aside to allow Officer John to enter the vehicle once more. Officer John was astounded by what he witnessed and puzzled as to how Seth had managed to live this way for such a long time. The residence was little equipped. An oven and a sofa were absent. Not even a TV was present. An antique camping table and chairs were present. Seth used the tin curtain that covered the ancient soiled mattress on the bedroom floor as a blanket, even though he didn't have a bed. However, Seth promptly defended his mother, claiming that his grandparents were more in need of the money than he was, and that she was utilizing her whole salary to travel between Alabama and that place. Officer John saw he didn't want his mother to get into trouble. He therefore devised a scheme. All right, Seth, Officer John remarked. I see that your mom is doing a great job and that you're a good lad. So let's do this. I'll come over every evening and make you dinner. I'll go next door and talk to Paige, your classmate Lauren's mother, to ask if you can stay there every night, and I'll also assist you with your schoolwork. Luckily, Seth accepted the conditions. When Officer John showed up at Seth's house one day, he appeared happy to tell him that his mother would be returning the next day, and this time it would be for good. Well, it's lucky that I have a surprise for you then, John grinned. Why is this surprising? Seth inquired. Seth was brought outside by Officer John to see a truck filled with furniture, including mattresses, tables, chairs, and even a TV. Seth and his mother had gotten them all from Officer John. They excitedly decorated the house together, making it a comfortable and welcoming retreat. When Seth's mother did eventually come home, she believed she had come to the incorrect address. At that moment, Seth and Officer John sprung from the closet, yelling, "Surprise!" and giving her an explanation of the circumstances. She thanked the officer profusely for his kindness and for watching after for her kid while she was away, but she was inconsolable. Seth and his mother knew then and there that they had found a new buddy they could trust. What were your thoughts on this heartwarming tale? Has there ever been a police officer as kind and kind-hearted as Officer John? If you had seen a homeless youngster on the street who never appeared to go home, how would you have responded? Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.